I am so excited to be back on another episode of Everything Goes with one of my favorite people. I want him to introduce himself. You guys know how I do it, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let the myth, the legend himself. Go ahead.
What's
Tell
going on,
the people.
y'all? Herv over here. I am a creative consultant and tastemaker. And I run an amazing consulting agency called Success is My Cologne.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. So before we get into all the how did you get here, blah, 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 I need you to tell the people how long we known each other.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So
it's been years.
I've known the big dog over here for I met you when I was 13.
Yes,
yeah.
Middle school, Milton.
Middle school, Milton.
And I wanted you to say that because they dropped the most swaggiest, different type of personality, different type of person in Milton at 13, and niggas and everybody didn't know what to do with Herb. So honestly, they couldn't take him. They could not take him. So Herb, I feel like it's still that way till this day.
Yeah.
So when you get how do you push past that awkward moment? You know that awkward moment when people be like, do I like him? Do I not like him?
Yo, that's a great question. I think, one of my favorite sayings is a lot of the loudest boos come from the cheapest seats. And so
Please explain that.
Sometimes, I just think people who don't really have an idea of what's really going on always have a lot to say.
Yes.
Hence why, people who are all the way up in the bleachers, sometimes they miss very important pieces of the game because they're not as close as they should be.
Exactly.
I give people a lot of grace. I don't expect people to understand the vision of what I'm trying to do, but I think as they, become a little bit more invested, whether it's them meeting me in person or they come into an event that I'm speaking at, I think they have a better idea of what I'm about and what I'm trying to do. So I think they eventually get converted like Jehovah's Witnesses. You know what I mean? So it's all good.
I know that's right. So Herb, when was it okay, I'm gonna do this consulting styling thing full time, this is what I want to do? When did that moment happen for you?
It was, I had started it and I really started getting some traction 2016, but I'd say 2017, 2018, I had some really good strides and I was okay.
What was it? So cleanly. What was you had this modal slang that went viral. Everyone started using it for their captions, tweets, how they start their day, how they end their day. So how did that come about? So cleanly, and please tell the people what that catchphrase is.
Yeah, so cleanly is cleanliness is next to godliness, and anybody who knows me knows I value hygiene a lot, especially when it comes to just being a man. I think that people have this idea that when you're a man, you're supposed to just be dirty all the time, but not as well.
All right,
I'm sorry. You're just not supposed to be as well taken care of, and growing up, I always collected cologne. I always got haircuts. I always, was introduced to getting manicures and pedicures and stuff like that. And
who introduced you to that?
My mother.
I love
my
that.
mother and my father. You know what I'm saying? And so, they just introduced me to just taking care of yourself. So I always just started saying,
and tell the people your nationality so they could know.
I'm Haitian, man.
Okay, and when people be like, "Oh, Haitian people smell," remember
that? Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't forget the ones that.
Go ahead, talk your shit. The
ones that used to say they was Jamaican. I ain't forget y'all.
Okay, and now everybody's so cleanly.
Everybody's
cologne.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I love that you never shy away with being yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel in this generation and time, people be like, oh my God, you're too much. Why aren't you fitting into the mold?
Yeah.
So is that a challenge for you?
I wouldn't say it's a challenge. I think I always encourage people especially as Black creatives, we're not monolithic. You're not about to, just kind of keep me in this four walls that you kind of want me to be in. I've noticed that once you start breaking out of, what people have of you in their mind, you start losing relationships.
Okay. And we were talking about this off camera of how you should nurture all relationships, because you never know. You never know when it's going to circle and come back to you.
Ever. So, we're in a space, and I think we're just in a society now where, you shouldn't fight the drift.
Yes.
With relationships, with friendships, you shouldn't fight the drift at all. And I think people don't understand, like, people change every week, every year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think we need to stop thinking of our friends from like 2 years ago and understand who they are now.
Exactly. Like, you're not the same from middle school.
Nah.
Like, I literally, when people be like, oh, her change or whatever, that's good.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do in this life. You're supposed to change. You're supposed to evolve.
Yeah.
So speaking of relationships, are you single?
Super single.
Let my peoples know. Why are you single? You have everything going for you and you're single? This is...
I think and through my experience...
Yes. Because wait a minute, you were in a long-term committed relationship. Yeah. You do believe in those.
Yeah, 100%. Like, this is what it is. I like romance. I love romance. I love all that stuff.
Long walks on the beach. Let them know what you like.
I like picnics, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm very well connected. So these are all things that are at my disposal.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I think like the kinds of women that I've come across, I think that they're good people, but I think there's a level of work internally that I have at this point in my life with people.
Yes.
That you have to be willing to do the internal work.
Yes, and work like therapy, right?
Yeah.
And you have done therapy before,
I'm in therapy
right?
now, yeah.
Ooh, speak about that real quick. Black men in therapy. Yeah. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, so my therapist is a black woman. And
yes.
Yeah, she's dope.
Yes.
Dope. And I had a lot of, I think... reservations in regard to like certain kinds of therapy, because I'm like, you're not really gonna understand me. You're just here to kind of...
Is it because it was a mood blanc, aka white person?
Yeah, to a degree. And I had a white therapist, but it was just like, it didn't work. It's like 2012 I had one, and I was like, this isn't it. But black therapist, and I think me being in therapy confirms a lot of the way that I move.
Yep.
And so, coming across women that like, I'll give you an example. I've come across women that feel that, they'll go through adversity and want to book a trip. And it's like, I understand you want to take the trip.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, go ahead. So you understand they want to take a trip, but you feel like that's not. Go ahead.
Yeah, like it's not gonna, like, taking the trip is like very... what I call
no shots fired.
Yeah, like I would compare it to like, we use Band-Aids for like cuts and scrapes. You know what I mean? You don't use a Band-Aid for a wound. You know what I mean? And a lot of times wounds that need to be sewn, you're using a Band-Aid. All you're doing is kind of like easing the pain a little bit. And then when you come back, you're like, damn, I still need to get stitches. So it's just like, it's temporary. So I'd come across these women that just want to take trips when they're sad. Or like...
And they be wanting you to pay for it?
I wouldn't say pay for, like, I don't mind.
I
like,
just said,
I'm saying, like,
oh, you don't mind tricking?
I don't mind tricking.
Okay, real Virgo like.
I feel like if you in a relationship with somebody, it's cool. You know what I mean? It's cool. Like, that's cool. But I'm not just paying for trips for random women. No.
Don't slide in my guy's DM. Ask him to take you to France,
don't do it.
to Cannes, to anywhere. He ain't doing it.
Don't do it. But yeah, just that. And, I dealt with women that had best friends that were like jealous of them.
Ooh, and you've seen it before them, right?
I've seen it, and
ladies, I'm so happy you said that. Ladies and men, no matter what, your partner will see the truth before you see the truth in your other friends, and it's really spooky, but it's kind of true. So go ahead.
It's
your take.
Like I had a girl I was dating, amazing girl, super dope, and one of her friends was just like, she had gotten a new job, and she had lived in another state, real close by, like New Jersey. And I would, she got a new job, so I sent her flowers while she was at training.
So sweet.
And like, just little things, like she had like stomach issues, would get her like probiotic stuff, just Amazon.
We love a thoughtful king.
Yeah, just very like, this is like very bottom tier, like
basic,
kind, thoughtful gestures.
Yes.
The friend would like, text me randomly like, oh, like, okay, flower boy, da 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 da.
Oh my, the friend.
Eventually, she ended up sabotaging her friend.
Oh my god. Oh
yeah,
my god.
And so, I just want somebody that's willing to like, work on themselves and just be fully invested.
Yes, but in the real work. So if you say, yo, babe, you ever think about anger management or therapy? You don't want her to think that you're coming at her. You're really just investing in her by saying
I would
that.
encourage
it's all an investment.
Yeah, I would just say it's something to think about.
Exactly.
Hey, therapy's something to think about, and I'll just leave it at that.
Oh my gosh. So since you're all into the styling, do you feel like your woman need a dress? I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. but like,
we love also an honest king.
Yeah. I definitely, that's one thing with me. I'm very, we're very visual, period.
Yes.
Like any man that tells you they're not visual, they're lying.
Okay.
So like, I'm very visual. I like the way, I like to understand people's thought process when they put fits together.
Yes.
Especially women. So like,
yes, go ahead.
I'm super down to assist with fits. I have friends that call me all the time, but like,
yes,
if you already know how to dress, perfect.
Yes. Okay. So speaking of your friends calling you to try and fit, so how does it get when it comes to like the borderline, okay, now I feel like you need to start paying me because you're calling so much. So how do you cultivate those conversations when it's time to like, okay, I feel like now it's getting awkward. Like, so how does that work out?
Perfect question. I think, difficult
tell everyone, because they're going to want to know your prices, everything. So break it down.
Difficult conversations is a skill. I love difficult conversations. And like, I think that, I think just with love approaching the friends, like, hey, listen, like, I'm super down to help you, but I feel like I'm getting taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. And I charge for these types of things.
My God.
So like with love, it's like, I don't mind helping every once in a while. Hey, what do you think about this?
Yes.
What do you think about this? But when you are really taking away from like my sleep or like, me being at work or like, you just overdoing it.
Yep.
Like it becomes a conversation. But like when my friends call me, yo, what do you think about this? Yeah, yo, you should do this. I'm not opposed to that. I'm never too good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But like people that like, we don't have a true relationship and you're blowing up my phone and you're doing all these types of things, it's not happening.
I love the honesty. Right. I'm gonna sip to that.
Sure.
I feel like friends don't understand the value of your time because of just the friendship.
Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Why sometimes?
I think that some friends have a better grasp on, like knowing their place.
Yes.
And this goes back to what we talked about. Some people can't fathom the idea of you like being bigger than what they have in their mind.
Yep.
So when you actually have to check them, of course they feel away.
Yep.
It's kind of like when a friend does something and you're like, yo, don't do that to me. Mm-hmm. And they're like, damn, why you do that? Like, yo, it's not a thing. It's just don't do that to me.
Yep.
And you check them right there and they're like, oh, you think you're too good? Nah, it's like boundaries. They're important.
They're very,
super
very
important.
Very, very, very important. So, Herb, did you go to college?
I did. Yeah, I did go to college. Yeah.
So, tell the people what you got your degree in, because I want people to know how freaking well-rounded you are.
So
go
I
ahead.
got my degree in human services.
Yes.
With a minor in criminology.
Okay.
But yeah, that
we
was
went
that.
to high school. What did you do?
Blue Hills. I was in cooking.
Okay. He's also a black king that knows how to chef it down for himself.
Facts.
I love that. So well-rounded. So what made you like I said, so you did this, you have your degree in human services, all of that. Yeah. How did it tie into what you're doing now?
So human services,
tell people what human services are.
It's the study of helping people become more self-sufficient. So whatever that looks like, whether it's social work, therapy, anything empowerment and community related. So I'm passionate about that. So I was just like, this works.
Yep.
I hated social work, but I do like just empowering people, making them feel good and understanding how to be better.
Oh my gosh. So what is your proudest moment in your career right now? Like, what was like a big sponsorship you got? Because if you guys didn't know, Herm is so humble. He has brand deals, y'all. Like, so when he's posting these things, he's not just, sometimes he is just posting them so he could create that relationship, but some of them are actual paid sponsorships.
Yeah, for sure.
So which ones are your favorite that you have worked with so far?
Definitely.
Yep. Go ahead. Brag. Everything goes. Now you can brag.
Definitely the Celtics.
Yeah. So, do you want to tell the people how that came about?
Great question. So what it was is I had gone to Dunkin' Donuts had invited me to the premiere of Air, the Air movie, and there was a few people at that event that were, involved with the Celtics from the production and media team. And they said that they had seen some of my work and, they just liked the way that, I was involved in the community, and we exchanged information. So, met some people from the media team, and we exchanged information. We became cool. And I want to say, like, I had an NDA that had expired for some work I had did for Reebok.
Oh my God.
And
did you have a good time working with them real quick?
I was dealing with the third party that was
good, because I heard horror stories, but
it's all internal. Hey, you know what I mean? The bag was right. It was
yes.
So I was able to post work I had did for them and Allen Iverson and Complex Con. So the voiceover was dope. It was great. Finally posted it. Probably like 2 weeks after that, I got a DM and an email. And they said, hey, it was great meeting you. We have an opportunity that we think you're perfect for. Have you ever done voiceover work?
Oh my God.
So that was like, have I ever?
And your voice goes so well.
Have I ever?
So animated.
Like, have I ever done voiceover work?
He's like, I've been doing that my whole life.
Yeah. So I did it, and I came in. It was a quick turnaround. They said it was a project they needed a quick turnaround for. So I went, 30 minutes, banged it out. And that's how I got the voiceover for the 2023 campaign.
Nice. So how was it working with them and stuff?
Super dope, great people.
Professional?
Extremely. Extremely. I think they're great people first.
Okay.
And they're very considerate of including familiar faces in the community. So, like, I really like that.
Yes, they do culture to the Black people, which is amazing.
Yes.
So Celtics that was the biggest. Really?
Celtics, I mean, that was big for me.
I love Celtics. Don't get me wrong. You guys know I love Boston. I love my city.
That was just major. That was major for me.
Okay, so where else who else have you worked with her? If you're so humble, I keep saying, now is your time to talk.
Who else have I worked with? I worked with Moose Knuckles Canada.
Yes.
They reached out to me for a campaign.
So how did you start doing this? Did you build like your portfolio? Like tell them the steps on how to get these brands to reach out to you.
Yeah, so what it is number one is you have to stop playing with yourself. That's number one. Like, and when I say that, it's like take yourself.
Cutting people off?
100%. I just think like, that's not like 100% the step, but like take yourself seriously, conduct yourself like a business.
Yep.
Even when you respond to emails, don't respond with like weird capitalizations and like be able to
grammar matters, right?
Grammar matters. Brand yourself.
Yep.
Understand marketing. Like, branding is long term. So I tell people, when you're branding yourself, that's your logo, your brand identity, different things like that.
Yep.
Obviously my company is called Success is My Cologne. I like to smell good. I like to smell like success.
So why didn't you go with your first line? When did you do that switch? I want to know when you did that switch, because I see you don't use it so much.
So cleanly? It's a very like here and there type of thing, but I don't want to use something because I think the more popular people see something, the more likely they are to kind of snatch it from beneath you if it's not protected.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Protected. School the people. Copyright.
Yeah, copyrights and patented.
Exactly.
My lawyer is a lawyer that's he's intellectual property. Okay. And so like, the more I get popular, I'm not gonna say something that needs to be saved. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
explain.
So like, if you don't,
he saw my
it's
face.
like this. Like, I deviated from saying certain things because I'm like, okay, let me make sure this is good.
Yeah.
So when I really start pushing it, I can get monetary value and really start doing partnerships with it, rather than just saying it and then be surprised when somebody shows up like Clorox or these people like, oh yeah, it's so cleanly, and you know what I'm saying, and then I look stupid.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that's you have to be smart.
Yes.
It can't just be like, oh, like I'm clouded up in Boston. Like it can't. Like that stuff doesn't matter.
Yes. You have to think globally when you're doing this, right?
You do.
Okay, I love that. All right, so let's have a little bit of fun. So Herb, we're going to do your fave trends and the worst trends that you see that men are doing and wearing now. You can be mean. Go ahead. You're always trying to be nice.
My favorite.
And so we're going to do 3. We're going to take it easy. So 3. Let's start with the nice.
Okay. 3 trends that I'm a fan of.
Yep.
I love box fit tees.
Yes.
Box fit tees is a go for me. I do love the knit beanies. I'm a fan of the knit, crocheted beanies.
Yes.
I love those. I think those are amazing. And I also love
even the knit beanies in the summertime?
Not in the summertime, but I just think they're just it's a good staple piece. It's a good nice piece to have.
Yes.
And I'll say I really love big coats. I like big coats, like the coats that look like egg rolls.
Nice.
Jackets that just kind of take up space. I just think that's dope.
Okay. Thank you for your top great fits that you like, trends. So let's get into the dirty stuff. Yes. What is the worst, the absolutely no, and can you give us the reason why you feel like it's a no?
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the painting of the nails. And I'm
why?
It just doesn't
Me too.
It doesn't
Cheers.
resonate for me.
I am not a fan of that either. Go
ahead. And I'm big on getting your nails done, getting clear coat, but I just for me, because I'm not really into just maybe a rock star culture, kind of
I was just gonna say, what if your son in the future, when you do have one, comes home with black nail polish?
I would ask him why'd you do that? But if you were able to speak to why you like it, cool. As long as you're not hurting nobody. But I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it nor encourage it. That's just me.
Okay. Yes. So that was your first one.
That's one.
Yeah.
2. I'm not a fan of the super duper homeless. I call it I call it explore page swag, because
please explain what
it'll be explore page swag is people go to the explore page to know what's in and how to dress. That's because if it wasn't there, you wouldn't know how to put that together. But I just think certain things what do I see? There's pages People Gallery or Fits from the Streets. And I'll see people be Balenciaga jeans, $12.50. And it's a terrible article of clothing, but and don't get me wrong, I understand avant-garde, experimental, I understand all these things because I take part in it. But there's certain stuff I was just I would
absolutely
never,
you will not
absolutely
do.
not. I seen a pair of it was biker pant boots. That was $12,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool on that.
Yes. I agree with the hobo explore page fashion.
Yeah, no.
I do not like it either. I feel like people are losing creativity.
Yeah.
It's not like how it used to be when we used to have Tumblr.
Yeah.
Where it's everyone takes a little bit of everyone else's mood board and it's okay.
Yeah.
And you give acknowledgement to whose mood board you took it from.
Yeah.
When it came to that. Tumblr for all the semi-old heads, recipes Tumblr. Okay, so what's your third one?
Wow. This one's tough.
Really?
There's a lot of things I don't like. There's a lot of things.
That's why I said 3. I know you're a Virgo like me, and we would go on. There's so many things we don't like.
There's so many. There's a lot I don't like.
That's why I'm let's do 3. So third, make it a good one.
I will say there's a fad that I've seen lately where it's certain men, fashion men had their booty cheeks cut out in the jeans. And they're showing it's strange, man.
It's the thong look.
The thong look.
It's the thong.
Right. I'm like, okay.
They're trying to make it, inclusive
Hey,
to
man,
all.
by all means, include. Just don't include me, man.
So,
all good.
All right. So if Vogue came to you and was like, we're about to pay you $500K for this shoot, and it's the thong look. Are you doing it or are you not doing it?
He's getting worn.
Real man.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? $500K to do the thong look with the jeans? Yeah.
With Vogue too.
With Vogue.
Exactly.
And then I go back to wearing what I want.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you serious?
We love a smart king. We love a smart
not
king.
Willingly wearing the jeans with the thong.
But I feel like a lot of these trends are getting, a lot of these men that are doing these type of trends, they're getting paid for them.
For the most part, I never really truly know.
Yes.
I think it's to
go ahead.
I think certain fashion houses have an agenda. And I think they're obviously kind of hand-picking people yeah, we want you to do this. Or some of them just do it just to get a rise out of people. Some people.
So where do you see your brand going? And I don't like to say 10 years because everybody always does that, but 3 years. 3 to 5 years.
I'll say, what I will say? I definitely see it scaling up some more in regard to having more access to business credit, business funding.
Yes. Can you just tell the people real quick about that?
Yeah. So I think a lot of people don't know when you're creative, if you have your ducks in a row, you can, LLC, all that stuff. Highly encourage you all to look into that stuff.
Yes.
You can get certain tax breaks, certain tax write-offs. You can get access to certain grants. A lot of people forget grant money. That is free money, not just free money to BS, but free money to fulfill.
Don't go to Turks and Caicos.
Right, don't go get a Birkin bag. Don't do it.
Do not get the Birkin.
Yeah, so just to just be able to elevate yourself, and I have a lot more. I think as my brand grows, I'm able to pitch to different companies about things I want to do, and I think when you have the leverage and you have an EPK, which is an electronic press kit.
Yep.
You have your EPK, you have a good website. You have people in your network that can speak to what you do and mention your name in rooms of opportunity.
Right.
You can't
so
lose.
LinkedIn sponsorships are very important.
LinkedIn is my best friend.
Me too.
And I think LinkedIn has gotten very saturated, but you have to intentionally know how to use it.
Yes, and I tell people that. They always be like, how did you get the job at the Globe? I'm like, oh, Christina reached out to me via LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I was like, they will reach out to you if you have your page correctly. So I'm really, really happy you said that, because no one ever believes how powerful LinkedIn is.
It is.
It is annoying how it is now.
Very annoying, yeah.
It's a little Facebook-ish for job, career-ish, but it still works. It does what it needs to do. Herm, I'm so happy you came to the round table. I need you to give the people a little quote before we wrap this up.
Little quote.
Or quote somewhere, something positive, since you said you're all about building up.
Yeah.
Positivity.
I'm definitely about realism as well.
Yeah, and realism.
Being honest with yourself.
Yes. Go ahead.
So I think never let feeling like you're not good enough keep you from getting started.
Yes.
I think when you get started, that's when you can build off that traction and understand if you need to go left or right. Yeah. And up and down.
Yes, I know that, right? Okay, guys, another episode of Everything Goes. Success is my Cologne was here. Herm Jean Baptiste.